Hello, thank you for tuning in for this section of reads. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. This is on the YouTube channel James13 Wicca. I just want to put that out there just in case you're seeing it somewhere else. This is where you should be seeing it. I'm going to put the information for the decks and dice, all that below. Of course, if you would like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you very much for watching, and let's go ahead and get into the reading you chose. Hello, Capricorn. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Capricorn? There's a lot of good cards here. What is happening? Which is not bad, right? We want good cards, but this is definitely, if this reading hits, I think it's going to be one of those things where you have to really make a decision, like, what do I want from this? What do I really want from this? Does this make sense for my life? Where are these going? Okay, those pushed right out of the bottom. You can see potential here. Whatever this is, I don't think this is going to be easy, even though it's really intense and a lot of positive energy. I really don't think this is easy. There's something here you want. Queen of Cups. And I feel like for the most part, and even maybe currently, you've probably kept it to yourself. If anybody knows, it's not many people, and it's only, could be the people who know, or the people I feel like they need to know. You got the Queen of Cups and the Sun card, right? Yeah, that's a really good card. It's also very interesting in this deck how it comes through, because it looks like it's in a building, which for Capricorn, that's like saying structure. Things that make sense. Things that are going to stay where they're supposed to. Things that are protected. And I feel maybe there's been a lot of protection with this situation. Maybe protection of how you relate to it, how other people relate to it. It could be one of those things. This doesn't have to be romance, but I'm going to relate it that way because of the couple cards coming next. So it doesn't have to be that. It's a general read. Could be somebody that you have always had feelings for, always looked out for, but maybe you didn't let those feelings be known, but you did always look out for that person. Maybe you kept them in touch within respect to what you thought was right. Maybe you kind of like, you know, a lot of people post things online. Maybe you kept an eye on that stuff and look at that stuff, but very privately. Wouldn't really comment or put like any type of hearts or whatever you put on things. But the thing is, things are changing now. This is something, even though things are changing, you're still very bonded to this situation. What is that word? Passion? This is a situation that means a lot to you. Is there anything else I need to say with this before I pick up these next two cards? I don't think so. I think we're good. These next two, I don't know why I'm so nervous picking them up. They're really good, but like, it doesn't have to be romance. It doesn't have to be. But whatever this is, this could be starting your own business. It could be something like that. Opportunity is ripe for the picking. It's stressful. I'm feeling stress. Because up until this point, it was kind of like a fantasy. As much as Capricorn does fantasies. I like the thought of it. I think I could make it happen. I think it would be great if I did. But, you know, only if the pieces fell into place. Only if the pieces fell into place would I do that. Kind of like, I like the thought. If the pieces fell into place, I could make that work. I could make that really a wonderful thing. Opportunity is showing itself. Two of Cups and the Lovers. Could be like, again, maybe this was a business that you wanted to do or something you wanted to do, and you're like, well, if things were right, if this was that, if that was this other thing, then maybe I would do that because I think I could make that work. I could make that work very successfully. The thing is, now it's showing up, and it's kind of like, I think the stress of it because it's really the Ten of Swords shows up with this. There could be some type of somebody else having an issue or somebody else having some type of fallout. More than not, I feel like this is kind of like the moment where it's like, well, if I'm going to do it, this is the moment I'm going to do it. If it's actually going to happen, this is when it's going to happen. And there's pressure here. Pressure in the sense of like, you know, am I just going to let this become a dream that I clearly never am going to make happen? Or am I actually going to do it? Because this is, as far as the pieces falling into place, this is the closest I'm ever going to get to that. Realistically. There's a lot of stress with this because there's a lot of like, you know, determination to not make the wrong decision. Kind of like if I do this, I feel like I upset the landscape a lot. I change everything. This is like another equivalent is like, you know, I can have my dream house, but I got to sell the family home. Like this home that I live in now has been passed down for 3 generations. And it's not that I love it. It's just always been here. But if I want I can have what I really want, but I got to sell this. I can't afford that house I really want unless I sell this. And it is mine. And it is mine. I could do it. It's stress. It's kind of like, but I could have what I actually want in this life. There's stress around you too. There's stress from other people. There's some type of stress around you too. It's weird because it's... Where'd it go? There we go. Oh, it's your card, the Devil card, which can be good for a Capricorn reading. People seem to be maybe a little over-invested in where you end up and how things play out for you because they're attaching their future to how your future goes. The truth is, you're the one in control of your future. And you have the right to change your mind. And the reason I'm saying that is like, maybe whatever the situation you're currently in or whatever has been happening in the past, when everything started, life was different. You knew different things. You didn't know what you know now. You didn't experience what you've experienced. Things are different now. Things are different now. You have the right to change your mind, especially because the way history played out and got you to where you are now. It's the age-old thing. It's almost cliche to say it. If I knew then what I know now, I wouldn't have made those decisions. If I knew then what I know now, things would have been different. But the whole reason I know what I know now is because I made that decision. It's kind of a catch-22 there, isn't it? A paradox in itself. I feel like this is easier said than done. I have to step away from what other people expect, think, or feel I should do. I have to step right away from that and just let myself think it out. I really think this is going to be easier said than done. To take all those opinions and what people expect and put it to the side, and just like, if I could do whatever I wanted and it didn't matter, nobody was going to be upset or whatever, have expectations, what would I do? I'm going to do... I think... Okay. This is going to be one of... Yeah. Okay. This is going to be one of those moments that I feel like will define... Take it with a grain of salt. It's a reading on YouTube, general reading. I know I'm saying this, but, you know, readings are for entertainment purposes only. If this is hitting, though, I'm also going to say it in the same breath here, almost. This could be something that sets up the rest of your life. Because I'm getting, like, whatever this is, like, life will not be life will not have another chance to change to this level again. Take it with a grain of salt. It's a general read on YouTube. I know I'm saying it, but, you know if this makes sense or not. I feel like those of you watching this, you know if that makes sense. And you know why that would be true if this is hitting. You know why. Because it's like, again, with the house, right? Selling the family home that's been passed down 3 generations, you being the 3rd, for the house you actually want. Once you sell it, that's that. That's that. Unless you're selling it to another family member, which for some reason I don't really see that as a big thing here, but who knows. Or, because I got the Lover's card and the Two of Cups here, and there's a lot of stress. Maybe you're in a relationship, maybe this other person's in a relationship, maybe both, but like once we deconstruct the current connections we're in and make our own, there's usually a lot of feelings with that, and there's no going backwards. If that's the case. There's a lot of stress with this, so if it's a romantic thing, there is some type of point of contention. What I keep seeing, and I've seen this play out before, which can be very, very heavy, doesn't have to mean anybody's cheating or anything like that, but the way I've seen this played out is like, you know, a cousin or even a sibling or somebody was in a relationship, that relationship ends, you find yourself single, you've always liked that person, you just never said anything because for reasons, then the two of you start getting together, and it's kind of like, well, they were already with somebody else in the family, and now they're with you, and if we come forward publicly with this, that might not be very pleasant. People might have some really strong thoughts about that. The Emperor is kind of like, the Emperor comes in with this too, in the sense of like, the truth is the truth. If people don't like it, that's just too bad. I'm not saying you should do anything, but that's how this card comes in. The truth is the truth. If people don't like it, well, that's just too bad. Do what you gotta do. That's all I'm saying. And there's stress around this situation. There's two choices that I'm seeing. Take it with a grain of salt. One, there's this keeping it hidden, not talking about it. In this, it's a very lonely connection of never actualizing what you really want. Whether that be right, wrong, or indifferent, what I'm getting is if you never actualize what you want, this is the moment to make it happen. It's very lonely and it seems very off to the side. Some people are going to choose that. It's your business. I'm not saying it's right, wrong, or indifferent. It's just what you got to do. There's another thing here. There's another possibility. It's going for what you want and taking it slow, realizing there's going to be some growing pains. But the reason we're using the term growing pains is because, like, you don't grow like that forever. So, like, normally I would say kids have growing pains when they start getting around puberty. I think that's when it gets rough. I never had them. I'm not super tall, though. So, but I think people get really tall. They tend to have them at some point. But I don't think it goes on forever. It's a period of time. That's the point. There will be growing pains, but it will pass. There will be people who won't be happy. And you know what? It'll either pass, or it's just kind of like, you know what? If they're that bent about it, there's other people who can come into your life. If they can't get over it, maybe there's other things. Maybe that's a kind of a good thing. Okay. I don't know how this is going to sound. Take it with a grain of salt. Sometimes we have people in our life that we tolerate, and then all of a sudden we do something that they can't tolerate. And maybe that's more of a heads up for us that we need to stop tolerating them. Take it where you need to take it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. All right. The way, if you go towards this in a way of like, you know, I'm going to go through the grieving thing, I'm going to get what I want in life. If you decide that, what I'm seeing, and it's a general read, I know, it's going to have this plateau moment, but it won't stay there forever. So they really want you to see this. It's going to plateau for a while. So it's almost like the information comes out, you make the change, maybe you sell the family home, or you get in a relationship that people have issues with. There'll be some grumpies, say what they're going to say, and then it's just going to kind of like, it's almost like, I know that everybody's okay with it, but it seems like everybody's keeping their mouth shut about it. It's kind of like the energy's there where it's just not quite right, but at least people aren't saying stuff to my face. Have we all been through that time in life? I know I have. They're not saying anything, but you know something isn't right. It's a plateau. It's not going to last forever. At some point, whatever the situation is, if you decide to move forward with it, there's going to be, I feel like there's no way around it. There's going to be the need for a choice. I feel like at some point, even though it plateaus, it's going to be one of those things that just pops up every now and then. It just pops up. Every now and then it'll plateau, and then it'll be an issue. And then all of a sudden it'll plateau again, and it'll be an issue. So it's almost like this hanged man comes in and out, comes in and out, comes in and out, comes in and out. At some point, you will get fed up with it. At some point is what I'm getting. I feel like it can't go on like that forever. So it'll plateau, issue, plateau, issue, plateau. Like it just keeps going back to this plateau. I don't know if I'm using the right word for it. You're meant to evolve past this. Certain people aren't going to be able to keep up. Doesn't mean you have to completely get rid of them out of your life, but you might have to change how they add into your life. Whatever this situation is, it's supposed to bring you closer to a community that makes sense to you. New people should be coming into your life if you choose this. If you're open to it and you see it for what it is, hopefully I relayed this message correctly. It's kind of like people who don't want to fit, maybe we shouldn't be trying to make them fit. I don't know if I'm saying that in a harsh way or not in a harsh enough way. I don't know which way I'm going with that. I think it depends how you're taking it. So it's kind of like friends or family. They don't like how you're living life. They just every now and then want to be a problem about that. Doesn't mean you can't see them at all, but maybe just see them less. And then let other people who are supportive come in and take a stronger role into your life. Stick by the people who support you. You know how that goes. I think this is good because I get a lot of abundance in making long-term decisions. I think of Capricorn as somebody who's not afraid to put in the work. But at the same time, you're also not the energy that's looking to destroy the whole situation. It's kind of like Capricorn doesn't waste their time. If it makes sense, if it's going to move forward and going to get you where you need to be, I see Capricorn putting in that energy, kind of like, all right, it's not going to be fun for a while, but I can do this. I'm going to get where I want to be. That's what Capricorn's about. They'll make it work. So, and I get there's a lot of abundance here. So hopefully this reading was helpful. All right, I think I'm done. I'm going to shut this down here. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.